I've been thinking about my girls a lot lately, about what they see when they watch me. And y'all know this is a big time for me right now. And I just wanted to talk to y'all about it over a good vanilla latte. Okay? Come on. My daughters are watching me go through a divorce, heal in public, start all over, chase my dreams. Yeah, yeah, all while still being their mom. And we talked about this before during becoming her, okay? And the most important thing that I think I've taught them isn't just from like a conversation. I think it's from them watching me, like them observing me through all of the things. Yes, we're grinding our beans. And I think one of the most important things, I think them seeing me choose myself. Let's get into it. Like I said, having two two teen girls in the midst of like a major life thing that I'm going through, right? And just like you want them to learn from whatever you're going through. And this is for even if you don't have daughters, for kids in general, you want them to understand that, life isn't perfect. You're going to have to maneuver and figure things out as you grow. And my girls got a front seat. Okay. Front row seat. Okay. They got to see and witness it all, literally. And for me, it means a lot how supportive, oop, I almost forgot a step, how supportive that they've been through all of this. Even when my content comes up on their For You page or my lives or whatever, because they understand that me going through this process, like I kind of have to go through it. And yes, I'm choosing to go through it semi publicly. But I appreciate that they're so supportive. Like, obviously I respect them. So you don't see a ton of stuff with them in it unless they say that they want to be in it, like spring break or whatever, like certain little trends and dances we do. But they're super supportive. And I think that also helps the process. Obviously, being as though my soon to be ex husband was their stepdad and not their dad, that might have made a difference why it wasn't like, that hard and it wasn't that long of a marriage. So, but they experienced a lot through it. And so I had to be supportive of them. And I just think them being supportive of me just helped the process with how to parent them through it all. But y'all, navigating, going through a divorce and healing and mothering was hard. Yeah. I'm pausing because it was very hard. Very hard. It wasn't hard talking to them, but it was hard when I wanted to sit in my feelings or if I wanted to not be present for a day or a moment. And yes, they did respect my time. And when I would say I just need a second or I want to stay in my room, but it was hard. Like it was probably one of the most difficult things because majority of their life they saw me up. Like, okay, they might have seen if somebody passed away or something like that, but they never seen me like really going through that level of emotion. So like still doing all the things, still picking up, still showing up and cheering at games or this or not games, but track, we just all the things. Okay. It was hard. That's the best way. It was difficult. It was hard. Those are the words. It was very emotional. And I kept battling with wanting them to know every time I was feeling whatever I was feeling because I didn't want them to just think I was being mean or depressed even. So I did have to communicate with them. I had to. But one of the things I definitely think that they took away from it is that they learned that I am not perfect and I am not a shield, that I do have emotions. I do cry. They definitely learned a lot about crying. Because let me tell you something. The way I cry now, I was telling a friend, I was like, I don't know if it has anything to do with age and just a comfortability that you become with in your skin, but like I cry all the time and it's not sad all the time. Sometimes I cry of relief. Sometimes I cry just thinking of where I've become, where I'm coming to. Sometimes I cry for others, you know what I mean? And crying to me isn't a sign of weakness. It also isn't a sign that you're overly emotional in a negative way. It's just I'm comfortable in my skin that I can cry. I can cry on camera naturally. It just happens like when I talk because the words that I'm saying are meaningful, mean a lot to me. So the girls definitely saw a lot of that, and I think they learned from that too. I think they understood like that relationships have a lot to them, and I also didn't want them to be like have a negative idea of men or relationships or marriage. So we had to have a lot of hard questions, especially as women and as we're raising our girls to, yes, love, but it's not a fairy tale. It's not a Disney movie. It's not. You know what I mean? And being sure of yourself. And I think they learned a lot about that. Okay, so we're doing a vanilla latte, and I just got some fresh French vanilla. I am going to put, hold on. Hold on. I am going to put um, a little vanilla extract too, just to give it a little dum-dum. But I just wanted a simple vanilla latte today while I talk to y'all. But anyways, one of the other ways that I knew that they were learning was some of our conversations and how they were maneuvering in their friendships or even relationships with boys or whatever it is. I could tell. I was like, oh, they picking up on it. They're setting boundaries. They're recognizing sometimes people may be in your life and you might enjoy them or like them or love them, but you don't have to keep allowing people to do the same thing over and over again to you. You don't. You don't, okay? And you can start that at 14 and 17, period. Voila. The big shift was me recognizing the importance. Of course, I know we talked about peace, but alignment is when I really started reflecting on just the 5 years of being with that person and just the last couple years and how really things weren't aligned, and I was ignoring that it wasn't feeling right in so many situations, not just the marriage but in other things, like that things weren't really aligned. It was like, was I forcing them because I had an idea of what it needed to be? And so those are the things I'm trying to teach my girls, is like things do need to be in alignment. Like it's not always going to be perfect, but it has to feel and be right, and you feel it in your soul and your spirit. And like I say, trusting your gut, that gut feeling is God. It is, like, period, point blank. And I feel like before I recognized peace and alignment, I felt anxious. I felt unsettled. Yes, I came across very confident and like I knew and things like that, because that's just who I am in general. But I definitely, deep inside, I wasn't fully me during that time. I wasn't, because I always felt unsure. Like when you have a person that's not making you feel comfortable or confident and you're second guessing yourself, like nothing feels right, right? And so like I feel like things in my life weren't aligning like they had in the past. So like the person that I am now, as things are aligning or I'm aware that I want things to align, I feel like it's not even just about control, it's just setting boundaries. And it's also like being realistic of your expectations and being intentional. I know I'm throwing out a lot of words, but I'm just saying, like, things being aligned feel right. They just do, okay? And everything isn't for you. It might feel a little bit like, okay, what's that saying? Like, some things, like, you might have a little chemistry or you might have a little connection. That don't mean you're aligned for that person in this point in life. This might not be the life or the season for you with that person. Not even romantically, even a job. Like, okay, I went on a job interview. I really love the idea of getting back to a startup, but right now it's not aligned. It doesn't align because I am a really busy mom season right now, and for me to give my all to a startup would be insane, because I know what it takes to have a fresh new business, and right now I don't have that. I don't have that mental capacity. I don't have that passion to give somebody else right now, so I wouldn't be aligned. I would be forcing the alignment. Do you see the example? Okay, we have our almond milk and a little bit of almond creamer, and we're going to froth our milk, and then we're going to pour our latte. Okay, one of the other things I want to talk about was one of the things I'm teaching my daughters is being aligned and choosing yourself is not selfish. It's not. And I feel like I can speak for myself as a millennial. I think we were raised where it's like, you know, especially as women and moms, we just do. And it's almost like we feel guilty if we're not doing everything. And I am not, let me tell you something. I am not, say it with me, I am not in that season no more. I don't got to do everything for everybody. I do a lot of things for a lot of people, but it's because I choose to. It brings me joy. I love pouring into people, and I just have to be at a space where I do have to decide sometimes, can I do this? You know what I'm saying? I want to support this friend. I want to support this cousin or whatever. Like sometimes I just can't show up for everything. And I'd rather be in a space where I might decline an invitation or I might not be able to volunteer to do something because I'm choosing not to, and not because I'm in a relationship where I'm uncomfortable to accept the invitation. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's where I was at one point. Like I wasn't declining things because I was overwhelmed or I was trying to set boundaries. I was declining things because I was walking on eggshells. Okay. All right. I was uncomfortable. All right. Yeah. I was trying to people please. Y'all know I'm a recovering people pleaser, and I'm working on that. I'm learning how to say no is the answer. No. I don't have to give you an excuse. Okay. Anyway, sorry. But my point is, what was I saying? The alignment. And being a woman, I feel like we already have so many layers and so many things expected of us. And I just want them and your kids too. This is a conversation I think also for boy moms, for boys to be raised to understand that it is okay if a woman says no. And I don't mean that in the normal like say no, sexually, but I'm just saying like that they understand that a woman choosing herself is not selfish. Cause y'all, men do it every day, B. Even if they're not like narcissists or like super selfish men, men are going to think about them first. That's just a natural thing that most especially like really masculine men, and even though they might be thinking about their family, but trust me, they're thinking about themselves first, then the rest. That's just how they, versus we're thinking about everybody else, then ourselves. That's just how this all has. I don't know how to end up like this. Is it because of Eve? What Eve? Anyways, okay, hold on. Okay, so as y'all know, our Becoming Her series wasn't just for me. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I really appreciate y'all because y'all really helped me down during that process. Like, that was one of the most emotional things, but I needed it. Although I was already in therapy and was going through therapy, it was like those video diaries, because that's what it really was. Like, it really was a video diary. And one thing that really touched me, and I'm trying not to get emotional because, God damn it, is how many of y'all have said that it inspired y'all. Because so initially it was like, okay, I want to grow my YouTube. I need to do a series. Then it was like, at first the series was going to be about, it was supposed to be about cooking. Then I was like, but that wasn't the spirit that was moving me. That wasn't the space I was in, as y'all know. So I was like, you know what? It was supposed to be Renaissance or Becoming Her. My point is, I made this series initially for structure or whatever. And then it turned into something that literally changed my whole perspective, changed a lot of my friends and family that watched it, and inspired myself, inspired others. And when I really think about it, like, I did the series as a content creator, and then it turned into I was doing a series for me, and then it turned in I was doing a series for y'all, and then most of all, I was doing it for my daughters to let them see that women are amazing and we can get through things, right? And it's okay to talk about your feelings, and even if it does happen to be publicly, okay? And it's just me becoming her, right? Anyways, so I just, I try to thank y'all as much as possible, because doing that series, like, I don't even know how, if y'all really understand how it helped me get through a lot of this. And I'm still getting through it. But that part of it, like not blaming myself and just processing it all, like woo, 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 woo. I definitely suggest it. Even if you do a fake Becoming Her series and you just do video diaries like every other week or every 2, it just felt like a weight release, like, right? Like, even though I know until like this video here that I actually use the word divorce. What? That sounds crazy to say, but I couldn't say it before, realistically. But now I'm in a space where it's like, that's it. That, this is what it is, right? But yeah. 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 Okay. Let's pour the latte. So every every step towards alignment, every step, doing the things that I dreamed of, and like getting back to me and my entrepreneurial journey, like, First of all, how pretty is that pour? Hold on. It's still, the creme is on top, but this, hold on. Oh my God. Listen, real coffee drinkers, we don't need sugar cookie latte, buttercream, Oreo. If you like coffee, you can drink it plain or a little vanilla. Let me tell y'all something. This is delicious. I just want to get my little creaminess left. Hold on. So like I was saying before I was distracted by our vanilla latte, every gift I was given, every step towards alignment, every hard choice I had to make the last 6 months, it was for them. And I know it sounds small because we all live for our kids, but I do think there's a little bit of a closeness when you have daughters, and showing them what they deserve, showing them how to show up for themselves, showing them how to choose themselves, showing them how to communicate with their feelings without a person telling them they're crazy or emotional or whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, sometimes I cry. Sometimes I'm upset. Sometimes I just want to be quiet. And that's okay. And I want them to understand that's okay. And I respect their emotions and their feelings through this process as well. So, this is to every woman, every mom, especially mom. I am, especially mom who feels like they needed permission to choose themselves, needed permission to take time out to like reflect. And you might not be going through a divorce, a breakup. You could still be trying to figure yourself out, even in a blissful, happy marriage. Like sometimes we just go through phases, especially when a lot of our lives revolve around our kids, where you're just like, who am I? Who is this, right? And you just need a second to reflect, and that's okay. Like it is okay. Like I think the moment as women, as moms, that we say, you know what, I've checked all the lists for everybody else. It's time for me. It's time for me. Time. And I will say, I will address like I do find it interesting now that I have friends and we're all about the same age who have kids at different part of their lives. So like some of us had kids at a younger age. Like I had my oldest at 22, and then some of us are having kids at 40. And there's benefits on both ends. I think when you get older, you're a little bit more settled financially and things, you know a little bit more things, but you ain't able to move the same. I'm just in a space where I am so excited for this new chapter. Of course, being divorced and having a almost adult, and then having my other daughter being in high school. Like I'm just excited for this phase of life, and where I've raised them to be, our village. Like I'm just in a good space, right? Like, comment one thing you want your children, your nieces, your nephews, your mentees to take away, to learn from watching you. Because don't ever forget, they are watching. Trust and believe they are watching, because we was watching, okay? Some of the things we learned, and that's why a lot of us in therapy, not that our parents did us wrong, but their mentality from their parents, right? So we're trying to unlearn it in whatever way us millennials can do, or Gen X. So yeah, add in the comments, like what's one thing you want your kids to learn, take away from watching you, especially in the season that you're in right now as you're watching this, not just the whole life, like right now, what you want them to learn. That's just the ice machine. Well, anyways, thank you for watching. Do it anyways. Even while your kids are watching, even while you're going through healing, even while you may be going through a divorce, even while you might have been laid off. Do it anyways. And it's okay for them to see you go through all the things. Just communicate it. All right, cheers. See y'all next Wednesday. Sip for me.